Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. So, there was an article that came out over the weekend about Kenneth Copeland, a televangelist out of Texas. He's the face in the thumbnail. If you recognize that face and that name, but you don't know why, he's been doing the televangelist kind of TV church type stuff for probably longer than most of you have been alive. Um, he uh, He was the one last year that that whole meme went around of him using the wind of God to blow away COVID-19. That worked well, but the article that was going around was talking about his house in Texas. House is a bit of an understatement. It looks like a complex. Some, several $1 million household that is listed in the books as I don't know the proper term for it, but basically it's listed in the books as a clergy-house. Um, Essentially what that means is it's just where the members of the church will live, your priests, stuff like that. That's common for churches. I usually don't have a problem with that kind of stuff if you actually uphold the faith, not to mention if the house is a common house. This guy's looks bigger than any house I've ever seen. Completely tax free. Doesn't have to pay any property taxes or anything like that because the way it's listed as a clergy house. So the reason I'm making this video is I've talked on this before about with religion on the left and how a lot of people will look down on religious anybody. And I think a lot of that is because of people like Kenneth Copeland. He's not the only televangelist who makes ridiculous amounts of money off of poor people, but he's one of the big ones. I think some of your other ones, the one who I personally have gripes with would be Joel Osteen. That's just because, again, massive churches. He was the one who was locking his doors when the floods came a year or two ago during that hurricane in Houston. When it comes to representing God, there are so many loopholes that we have in our law books that allow people to abuse these systems, that allow people to purchase multi-million-dollar estates and have them listed as clergy homes so you don't have to pay property tax on this, to hoard money further, going against the teachings of Christ. The main issue that I have with people like this is your face that you get. A lot of people, especially young people, when they hear about churches and the works of God, the thing that they'll think about are these televangelists who, these seed faith people who all they want is your money and you'll receive it again. And, once your seed sprouts, or however they try to, swindle people out of their money. Especially considering when it comes to how they preach about, they're real big on preaching the book of Revelation, which it's in the Bible and all, but you have to understand that rapture, biblical speak, and teaching that, about the second coming being imminent, that's new to the Christian faith. That's honestly, I hate to say it like this, but it's an Americanized version of Christianity. It is sensationalized. It's less than 200 years old that people have been preaching about the rapture as hard as they are now. I don't think that faith in God should be a punishment. I don't think that it should be something that you're afraid of. Personally, the way that I've been oddly coming into faith lately, I don't see the point of these mega churches, to be honest. I probably wouldn't have so much of an issue with them if they actually did more. But instead, it just seems like it's them using man's law to build their wealth. I don't think that every church is like that, and you shouldn't either. But the problem is, these are the ones who get put in the news. When people, especially young people, think of Christian faith, they think of televangelists, they think of faith healers, they think of people who I would call frauds, swindlers. They're not good people. They use religion as a way to benefit themselves and to harm people around them. They're monsters, the monsters of God. It's really disappointing, because I know that with most of the people who I've talked to in my age group about religion, none of them have positive experiences. And I wonder how much of that has to do with people like Kenneth Copeland ruining the name of God. If you think that's right, if you think I'm wrong, let me know in a comment. I might do more videos about these sort of faux religious leaders. It is something that has been kind of interesting to me lately. I think that there's a lot more benefit that can be done with religion, not just on a global scale, but on a personal level with a lot of people, that you won't be able to experience that if you don't have the urge to read into it further. And if your only introduction is madmen who want your money, I can understand why you wouldn't want to read that. But that's just how I feel about it. Hopefully he gets what's coming to him and he has to pay back a whole bunch of money. But we'll see how it goes. Y'all have a good day.